Let's get to a little bit of a lighter case, and this one coming out of New York. All right, take a look. You may have even seen this story. 26-year-old Andrew Rector, well, he decided he's going to take a little nap during a Yankee-Red Sox game. They do tend to run a little long. This game back in April. The cameras obviously rolling, but not just on the game, also on him. I remember the game. It was a little slow, and ESPN announcers, Dan Schulman and John Kruk, they definitely took the opportunity to point out that this guy, well, let's just say took it easy during the game.
It's not the place you come to sleep. I tell you what, though, how comfortable is that? Probably won't have any neck problems tomorrow.
I mean, is that guy to his left his buddy who's just letting him sleep, or is he here alone? What's the deal with this guy?
Maybe that's his buddy, and he likes him a lot better when he's asleep.
All right, I thought kind of harmless and funny, right? But Rector didn't find it so funny. In fact, he's filed a defamation lawsuit. He says his reputation damaged by those internet comments. Rector suing Major League Baseball, Advanced Media, ESPN New York, the announcers, and the New York Yankees for $10 million. Okay, you guys are saying, but I'll say it, $10 million. You fall asleep. Isn't it like one of those things, if you go to a game, you understand a foul ball can hit you, but you also understand that you can also be on camera. These are part of the reasons why you guys take heat from people sometimes when these cases happen. Come on, what do you think?
What I really want to know is, so while he's sleeping, what happens if he gets hit with a foul ball?
Okay.
How much is he going to
Both of you.
What are his damages? I mean, look.
He says he was mocked mercilessly in the office. He said that he's having trouble being taken seriously. First of all, I love how he gets the number 10 mil, but come on.
Look, you know something? You're putting yourself out there. You're in public. You know that there are cameras. What are his real damages? Is his life really ruined?
Would you
to the
take
tune
this
of
case
$10
if it
million?
came to you?
I would ask him how he could fall asleep during a Yankees Red Sox game. That's what I would do. No, I would not take.
You can tell us this is your case.
Yeah. No, but these kind of frivolous cases hurt, right? When you try and bring another case, a serious case. I mean, I know some of your cases, you got a couple of real serious ones, but don't these cases kind of feed into that whole perception that everybody's out to make a buck here, and that you got the ambulance chasers looking to make money here just for a settlement? They know they're not going to get the 10 mil.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the issues is that you can sue anybody for anything. It doesn't mean you're going to win, doesn't mean there are any damages. You may win and there's still no damages, okay? Sometimes you go to trial and you can win and the judge says, I award you $2.
$10, yeah.
Right. And in fact, if you don't reach a threshold, you can actually be liable for costs to the other side. So when you look at this, I think once you buy your ticket, once you get into the park, you waive all that stuff. It's like going to Central Park and falling asleep. If he was in Central Park doing the same thing. Would
they have had a better chance if they sued for $100 grand?
No, it's the merits of the case, but the answer lies in something hidden in what Mayo said. You file a frivolous lawsuit, they should put some teeth into the sanctions. When you file a real lawsuit, you should get paid. You should have your day in court. Yep. But when you file a frivolous lawsuit, there should be some teeth into those sanctions.
I want to get to one final case before we run out of time. This is a much more serious case. Dozens of students at Baruch College, they could be facing real charges ranging from hazing all the way to homicide. Prosecutors in Pennsylvania ready to charge up to 30 kids here, students, surrounding the death of a 19-year-old Michael Deng. Deng, he died while pledging a fraternity during a retreat at the Poconos. Police say blindfolded and forced to carry a backpack containing 20 pounds of sand. That's when officers say a member of his fraternity shoved him, falling to the ground and hitting his head, knocking him unconscious. Authorities say the fraternity brothers never even called the cops. Instead, waited 2 hours before taking Deng to the hospital. Police say many of those fraternity members also tried to hide cell phones from authorities. What's the most serious thing, if these allegations are true? Was it withholding medical care and the cover-up, or was it the actual environment they created where he got hurt?
It's the reckless nature of the activity, and the hazing incidents and deaths have come to the forefront in recent years. And certainly relevant to those counts, as well as separate counts, is the obstruction of justice and the hiding it in that state of mind, of a guilty mind, of hiding it. They were looking up his symptoms. They were trying to figure it out on their own because they knew they had done something wrong.
In Mayo, I know we don't have a lot of time, but Is it, in these cases where we have so many kids in one place, is it just get them all to understand somebody better start talking, because there'll be a deal for somebody here, but until you get the complete story and the common story, it's going to be hard to get all these prosecutions.
I still think, though, that you got 30 kids in the room. All 30 kids probably are not necessarily involved. So you may have a lot of the kids who are simply there, they're watching. They shouldn't be charged. If they're not actually participating, there's no overt act, they're not pushing him, they may not even be hazing him. Some of the kids in the room may have been hazed themselves. I'm sure he's probably not the only one. So it's a little draconian just to take everybody simply because you're there. Yeah. And the other thing is that when you look at kids, young people are not going to make necessarily the same decisions that adults make. And it's easier even for adults when we're sitting here looking at this. In hindsight, we're detached. We're sitting in our living rooms watching it on TV. It's another thing to decide what you're going to do when it's happening.
All right. For these gentlemen and myself, all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow evening, 6 p.m.